In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a cable to connect your NABU personal computer to a PC, in my case, a Mac Mini. What is interesting though is since I filmed this video and even did the complete edits, so I'm actually creating this after the fact and adding it to the beginning of the video, I conducted a live stream, and during the live stream, I had some stability issues. The problem is I'm not sure I can attribute those stability issues just to the cable just yet. And the only issues I'm having with this cable is with cloud CPM. So I tell you that as a caveat that this may or may not work perfectly for you, but I'd already recorded it and it seemed like it could be some value for somebody out there. So let's go ahead and watch me put together this cable. And then I would just encourage you to subscribe to me on Twitter at Stephen Combs. You can also follow the NABU community and see what's going on in the world of these cables. And I also have a link down below where you can purchase a cable pre-built from Arcade Shopper. So that should get all of the disclaimers out of the way. For now, go ahead and enjoy this video as I build what I think is a working cable for connecting a NABU to the Mac Mini. Okay, before we get started, we need to download some software. Let's go to nabu.ca, which is the NABU RetroNet. Let's go to downloads. And we are going to grab the NABU internet adapter right here. You'll see we have a video here if we need to take a look at that. We're just looking for the software. So let me come down here and get I'm using Mac. And I am on this particular Mac. I have an ARM Mac, but this one is a X64. So let's load that to this Mac Mini. And once you download it, you'll have this folder right here. It is called the OSX X64, and you'll see these files. Now, what do we do with these files? Well, luckily, if we go back here, let's scroll down and see what our installation instructions for macOS look like. All right, the macOS edition includes a binary that can be launched from the command line, so we're going to need some command line tools for this. Unzipped, I've already done that. And then in the terminal shell, give the file executable permission. You can see that here. So we're going to need to do a chmod on that particular file. And then we'll be able to call that file using this command. So I think we should go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and copy this. So let me go over here and we're going to need a terminal. So I'm going to bring up my favorite terminal, iTerm. All right, so we have that here. I probably want to place this somewhere else other than my desktop. So I am going to drag this folder right here over to my applications right here. There we go. So let's go up here and do some terminal work. All right, let's go ahead and change directory here. And this is going to be a /applications and OS. So right there. And here are the files within that directory, and we were doing a change mod. Let me see, I copied it, but I don't think we can use it as is. So let's go ahead and, at least the way I've used it. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this, chmod. Let's see what's going on. +X, and let's do NABU. There we go. So we'll just autocomplete, and there we go. So something happened in my pasting of that file, but now we have it. Now we can run the file. Let's see what that command is. Just simply the // we can do that, /n tab, and says, okay, so we're going to get this error almost every time because it's not been verified. So you need to go into your security and we need to authorize that application. You can see that right here. NABU internet adapter was blocked. We're going to allow anyway and hope this doesn't cause any problems with our computer. All right. So now we've got that turned on. So now let's go back in here and let's arrow up and let's try that again. And we're going to say open. And there we go. So now we have, let's see, a controlled sequence attempted to, we'll always allow that. And so now we have our NABU serial adapter running. I'm going to open up this window here a little bit more. Start a new window here. Now I'll need to go back to that directory. Eventually I'll set up a alias for that. But for now, let's just go to applications, OS. There we go. Let's go back up here. Let's run that command again. There we go. All right, now we're in business. So now we have the serial software running, or what they call the NABU internet adapter. And now the next thing we need to do is create our cable to connect our NABU to our Mac. Okay, and if we scroll down the page a little bit more, we get all the information we need to create our NABU cable. And as you see here, we've got the PC, which in my case will be a Mac. We're going to be running that through the USB adapter, which is this one right here. This is the DTEC USB 2.0 to RS422. You can see that here. The nice thing about this cable, and I'll have everything down in the video description below, all the links you need. You also get this nice terminal, screw terminal connector here that'll make it easy for us, because we're also going to have to use a MIDI cable that I found online, which is a 5-pin DIN. You can see that right there. And we're going to have to cut this and connect the cables to connect the individual wires here to the terminal, screw terminal here. So that's going to take a little bit of work to do to make sure we get everything right and get all the cables where they need to go. Now the good news is I believe there's only 4 cables that we need. We don't need to do all 5. So how do we know what those are? Well, if we scroll down just a little bit more, you'll see there is a video here on making the cable. There's also a 5-pin DIN pinout right here. And it says this is the pinout of the 5-DIN connector from the solder side. So that's going to be from the cable side. So I'm going to think about using this one. And then here is your breakout. So we are going to see if we can cut this cable open right here and see if we can connect this to this and see if we can get a working cable to work with our software. All right, let's see what we want to do here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the little wire there. I am actually going to plug this in just to make sure that we get power before we do anything else. And I happen to have a USB port right there, you can see. So let's plug this in, see what happens. All right, looks like it is active. You can see that here. All right, let's put that to the side here. I do have paper and pen because I'm sure at some point we're going to need to write some things down. So let me show you the tools I have so far. Paper, pencil. I've just got some snips here. We're going to need that. Don't know if we'll need these, but it's good to have just a pair of pliers. We've got a screwdriver, which I did not test to see if it'll fit in here. Let me see. Looks like we can get to those without any issue, so that's perfect. We'll put that there. I do have the precision screwdriver just in case we need that for something. And then we're probably going to want to check some continuity to make sure we get the right thing. So I'll be using for this the Pokit right here. And hopefully it's charged. I believe it is. So we can use this, and the app for that is on here. So let me go ahead and pair these little guys up here. There it is. Let's pair that. And yep, I got that. We're just going to be measuring continuity, so we should be good to go. Pair. Looks like I have a firmware update, so I'll go ahead and do that while we're preparing everything. Let's see what they say about the cable here. It looks like, so it doesn't look like there's anything other than just get it right, get the pin out right. So the screw terminal is really going to make this easy. If I make a mistake, it's not as if I've soldered wrong. So that's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to using this. So what will happen is we'll put in the wires here. It'll plug in there. Looks like I need to screw these back a little bit right here. Right there. All right. And we'll plug that in right there. Okay. So that's how that's going to work. And let's cut a cable. And I need to give myself plenty of cable. And I know this isn't supposed to be real long, but I'm going to have to, I've heard that about 3 feet is pretty good. So this is a 6-foot cable. So if I go half of it, which is what we're going to do, I should be okay. So we're going to start with one at about 3 feet. Worst case scenario, we cut it in half again and we reattach to terminals, but let's give it a shot. And the good news is we now have 2 of these. All right, let's see what we have. I need some wire strippers, and I'm going to try and peel back quite a bit here. Well, that's interesting. This cable has, yeah, it looks like we have 4 inside. So that means this might be one we need. So let me see if I can separate as much as possible here. Let's get rid of this paper. Well, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these and get a good tight strand here. All right, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And that's where the notebook's gonna come in handy because we've got colors here, and so we'll be able to mark which pen is which. So let me clean up here a little bit. How about that? It comes with this little CD. Who could actually play this anymore? Let's go ahead and strip a few of these. I think I'll go ahead and clean this off first, though. All right. Let's see, what's our terminal length here? It's not very long. Yeah, we don't need to, that's kind of nice. We don't need to take off much, which is nice. All right, that should be good right there. All right, so we've got our clean wires here. All right, let's see if we can get our Pokit ready to measure some continuity. Measure mode, and we want continuity. There we go. We're going to see if we can figure out which pins are which. Now this is interesting because this says, oh, let me go ahead and let me write down my colors here. So we're going to want to match those colors with our pin out. So then we have this right here, this, and if we look here, we see that this is the solder side. So that means it's going to be going this way, which is really weird because that means that this is, if it's a solder side here, that means that this one, turn this way, this is pin 1. So I am going to go ahead and draw that here. Okay, so we're going to grab this and put this on here. It's our probe. And so you put that on and then you get a nice little hook right there, which is pretty nice. Let's make sure we've got, okay, is it 1? It's not. Is it 2? It's not. Hopefully it's this one. It is. So that's good. We're not going to need this open cable here. So we're only really going to be using these. So that makes things a lot nicer. Let's find out which one is white. All right, let's test white. White is here. So this is, if I put this in, that is pin 3. Okay, so we're good there, pin 3. All right, so that's good. Let's do red next. Red is pin 1. So red is pin 1. So we'll check out green. Green is pin 4. All right, green is 4. So that means if we've done everything right, blue should be pin 5, which if we look at our little list is right there. There it is. All right. All right, so white is 3, blue is 5, green is 4, red is 1. Now, the next thing we need to do is match that to this. Okay, to figure this out, how we're going to do this, now we have to match our pin numbers to the terminal labels here. You can see that here. So you can see the transmit receive plus is number 1, transmit receive plus, this is pin 1. So we're just going to follow that on down and try and get that connected. I'm going to go ahead and cut off our ground. So now we got 4 good clean wires here. And that should give us, hopefully, enough there to catch bites on these cables. Okay, let's see. We need number 1 goes in the first one. So number 1 is red. So if I've done this right, red is going to go into here. All right, and that feels pretty good. Okay, that's good. The next one, TR with TR minus, is pin 4. Pin 4 is green, so the next one is green. So let me pull out the green here. I can already tell at some point I'm going to have to solder. Okay, and then RxD plus is pin 5. Pin 5 is blue, so blue is next, and then white. Okay, so there is the cable connection right there. red, green, blue, and white. So if you were to buy this cable, hopefully I've done the work for you and you don't have to go through the figuring out like I did. Let's do a little continuity testing. This one should be 1, which is red. Let's check and see if this one matches up. Yep, good to go. Let's make sure we're on 4. 4 is green, so that should be here. Yep. Next one is 5. 5 is blue. We're good to go. And then finally, last one should be white. So this is pretty exciting with a good cable. Now what we need to do is connect the NABU to the Mac. So let's go ahead and plug this into here, being very careful with these cables. We're gonna need to plug this back into the Mac, which again, I've got the Mac over here. Okay, we have a light right here. We're gonna plug this into the back of the NABU. Okay, let's plug the NABU in. All right, let's see if we can make a connection here. What's it say to do now? Okay, select COM port for the RS420 in the settings menu. So let's go to settings right here. It could be the serial. Let's try that. Let's see if that's it first. Let's save that. Oh, looks like we have something. Let's see. RetroNet stored, temp folder created. Let's start RS432. Downloading. So fixing checksum, downloading cloud raw to pack. I had transmit. Let's go ahead and let's see what's happening over on the NABU side. Okay, let's hit our retro, and there we go. Oh my goodness, look at that. We have the NABU network. We did it. So that is our cable. That's how you get connected to the NABU network. We will explore the NABU network in a later video, but there you go. So again, everything that you need will be down in the video description below. All the links that you need to the parts and components, everything is right there. So hopefully this will make things a lot easier for somebody else who needs to build a cable. So if you're interested in that live stream where I actually use this cable and you can kind of watch these stability issues, check out this video right here. If you want to see me unbox my NABU, check out this video right here. So thanks for watching. We'll see how this cable works. Time will tell. Retro Combs out.